Welcome back to Bullen Park here in Esquimalt, Vancouver Island. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of this CRC, Canadian Rugby Championship match. The BC Bears currently trailing by 3 points to the current national champions, the Prairie Wolf Pack. They're in the black jerseys. Hope you enjoyed the Johnsonville presentation at halftime. A great sponsor, have come through the Prairie team and are right in behind the Canadian Rugby Championship and our national teams. Good to have them on board.
Hey, Captain.
Please support our partners whenever you can. They allow us to get these rugby players great experiences to be as good as they can be. The Wolfpack kicking off. Povey sticking it long.
Ollie Nod again, cleaning up every kick that they kick deep.
Sandover Best looking to box kick. Done it again. Big chase from Stewart. Ultimately makes the tackle. So back in their attacking patterns. First carrier is Clark. There's a BC player down in the background, so man advantage for the Wolfpack at the moment. Robinson
Tackle!
gathered in. No scrum half in place.
Use. Too slow.
The referee saying the BC players not rolling away, we're too slow.
One white, not rolling.
Seems a bit of a pedantic call, really. There wasn't much on, scrum half in.
Point.
I didn't see the advantage come up earlier, but
Yeah, perhaps a bit harsh as it's kickable. I agree. Was over near the tent at halftime for the Wolfpack. Graham Moffat, the head coach, delivering some messages. Felt there's some opportunities around the tackle area that BC weren't covering. And then obviously also noting that the BC were flying up in defense, especially individuals in the midfield. You need to address that and push the ball perhaps wider earlier. I'm sure for BC, they'll want to build the momentum. Their advantage for me, Nick, I don't know if you agree, seems to be outside, out wide in the backs when they do create some quick ball.
absolutely. Which will be a pretty interesting factor because it looks like there's some rain clouds rolling in about now, a few drops so far, but skies are a little gray.
That's no.
Robert Povey just left of the upright. So BC dodged a bullet.
Okay, 10, just you're honest, bring him back.
Giuseppe Dutoit to reintroduce the ball here. Heavily strapped left wrist. He's had some issues there. Awkward hanging kick gathered by Turner. Connor Turner's impressed here. Some good touches, the Calgary Hornet. The Sage hitting hard on the right. Another man who's been on the national tour with the national team for most of June, so should be in good form. Excellent driving play from the Wolfpack, 15 meters out. The ball is released. Povey decides not to go wide. He steps off his right foot. Good pace to this right now. Panga recognizing the opportunity. Casey Reed, yep.
Good enterprise by Wolfpack. BC looked like they're scrambling on defense, never had a chance to set their line and come off and put some pressure.
Blood.
Bit of blood on the field, so that'll get cleaned up.
Number 4 on the ground. Make the tackle while he's on the ground, not on his feet.
So Clay Panga refereeing his version, suggesting the tackler was not on his feet when he was making it. But the value of a rugby head like Clay Panga in the side, you know, experience, as we said, he was 31 years old when he got his first cap just this season. But he recognized it wasn't on. BC were pushing in the middle, so he flipped it out wide, skipped 2 men. And that would have given Casey Reed a pretty solid run at the line. He wasn't able to hold on to it. But those kind of decisions regularly around the park make the game easy to play.
There's always that soft nuance of being able to communicate properly with the referee. There's some players who have it and some who don't. But Clay seemed to be doing a good job of it today.
Bring them on.
And here comes the subs for
Knocked into tight
BC.
scrum.
Some fresh legs coming on.
Knocked into tight.
Didn't see both of those, but it looked like one was Craig McLaughlin.
Gentlemen, both.
Burnaby Lake man. Important scrum here. 10
Boy,
meters out.
set. Yeah, let's go.
Much better effort from the BC pack, holding that steady. Spins around. Oh, and a mistake there. It's the other sub, and that is Admir Jovanovic. Obviously been playing sevens most recently. Great to see him in a 15s jersey again.
Here's the mark, yeah,
He cleaned that up and just stuck his foot into touch. So a little mistake there for his first touch,
Let's get it
but a
set,
fantastic athlete.
2,
Part of the HSBC Sevens World Series, the training group out at Langford.
Big line out here. Right to the front to Lipinski.
Ball!
Well, we've got a good drive here.
Oh, try. Well, textbook stuff, as you say. Lopatinsky was the receiver. They quickly formed around him. And then it just splintered. BC did not have enough bodies near the touchline.
That was a really well executed lineup. Easy peasy drive, score in the corner. Be a tough kick here. But if he makes it, that'll make it a 10-point lead.
Smart rugby from the Wolfpack players there. Their experience coming through. All smiles from the pack as they're walking back to halfway. They've done their job and perhaps caught a few of those inexperienced BC players off guard.
Now you can see the BC players having a chat underneath the posts. They really need to refocus and get some balance back into this game. They looked a little bit shaky on defense right out of the start of the second half, so hopefully they can turn that around.
Yeah, Craig McLaughlin's a big unit. Hope he's pulled that one. So as you mentioned, Nick, it's just about 4 o'clock here on the West Coast. Quite heavy air, a bit of drizzle in the air. So not the fast conditions they would have been used to this summer playing CRC rugby. Seppi Dutoit, restart. This one going long. Good hit up.
If you notice a big difference in the attack there for the
Away
Wolfpack,
12.
instead of just kicking it off the
It's
off the
carried
9,
back.
they put the ball back to the middle of the field, and they've got tons of options here. And that's a great kick all the way deep inside the BC 22.
Well, all the classics are over there having a beer, and I think that was for them the spiral kick rather than the end over end modern kick. And a decent return by BC, but what a massive boot from his own 22 deep, rolling right down into the BC
Black
22.
on the line, please.
Not being a master of the kick myself, Gareth, I'm always full of envy when I see a 70-meter spiral kick. Reminds me of the good old days at UBC with Winston Stanley, just pumping them at me all day and just couldn't handle it.
Stolen by the Wolfpack.
Ball's available, let it go. Backwards.
Good communication from the referee. Panga cleans up the mess. Now Robinson will launch them into their attack again. So well organized, Wolfpack side. Another poor pass from Robinson. Greasy ball here. Good recognition from Robinson. There was lots of pressure on his receiver, so he kept it. This kick into space. Well, if that's infield, that's just smart rugby. Building phases, building pressure, and then just relieving the pressure by sticking the ball in behind, forcing BC to come 80 meters.
Absolutely. BC's back on their 22, back behind the ball, haven't been able to generate much offense and aren't getting any turnovers on defense. So this is a high-pressure lineup for them. Hopefully they'll execute the right thing and try to get the ball out of their end.
And what looks easy, it's been a lot of work. I know the Wolfpack have done a lot of team building. They do a lot of stuff around the wolf and what it means, and had T-shirts made. A lot of high-level meetings in Buchanan's, the great steakhouse in Calgary, over a scotch or two. But they do value playing for the Wolfpack, and I know BC are trying to get that back. And these players have made a great commitment to be out here.
Not straight in the line out. Always a killer under that sort of pressure. So let's see what Wolfpack do. Very rare. Retake the line out.
I don't know what the call was, because it doesn't really exist within the laws. It's Panga again. Whenever there's been a mess, he's cleaned it up today. Strong carry from Albarnez, the man with Argentinian roots. His father, obviously from there. He was born in Canada but grew up in Argentina. Now Canadian qualified. All players playing in this competition are on a pathway to the Canadian team, need to be Canadian qualified. BC chancing their hand from very deep. Well gathered by Lesage. Crosby Stewart didn't have many options when he was finally given the ball, and the referee's going to go all the way back. Maybe that's why they were having a go.
Good to see them throw the ball around, but not as many options, and good defense by Prairie.
It looked like they might have created something, but the skill just didn't get it there. So if anything, BC's skills have probably let them down here, not being able to execute what they want to do, whereas the Wolfpack, although limited at times, what they're attempting, they're doing it very well. Jordan Sandover best. Himself a sevens player, been on several Maple Leafs tours. Number 9 there, putting the ball in the scrum. And BC do have a solid platform, although the left shoulders are going up. And again, skills let him down, but the Wolfpack midfield will be penalized for not keeping that 5-meter gap in defense. So finally, BC can clear their lines. Giuseppe Detroit, they need to find something. They need some spark. They need some leadership here. They're currently trailing by 8 points. The rain is now coming down. Clearly, the ball boy desperately drawing the ball for Lackner, the Canadian Direct BC Bears hooker. Slightly underthrown, but well gathered by the substitute, McLaughlin. There's finally a drive from BC. Ackerman is at the back, the anchor. That's got to be a penalty. Wolfpack coming up the side.
Advantage being
Quick
played.
pick from Lackner as well.
No hands!
I wonder if he's going to look to his pocket here, because those are blatant penalties. The Wolfpack players just killing any momentum that's created by BC. And for the moment, he won't. Not even a warning. This is when the BC captain does need to have a word in the referee's ear, just to let him know what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, John. Yep. Yes, please.
Rain coming down certainly a lot harder. I'm not sure if you can see that on your screens. What was drizzle is now West Coast weather. Hope the boys from Alberta enjoy this. This is what we put up with for at least 8 months of the year, but.
So, reduced line out for BC. Again, it's Ollie not the target.
Fine.
He was pulled back and the ball came with him.
So I got the call in the air. He's in the air. Playing the man in the air. 6.
So having said fine, the referee rightly changes his mind.
Playing the
Saying
man
the
in the
knot
air.
wasn't
He's in
brought
the
down
air.
to the ground.
I got, yep. Playing the man in the air.
BC
No,
line out
do-
here.
Yeah,
They haven't had a great go of it recently, but finally inside the Wolfpack 22. So this is a big one.
Gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us
Yep.
in these conditions.
yeah. Okay, 19 white.
4:30, so please
Yeah.
email your drink tickets.
Just the one,
4:30
John?
is the last call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, time on.
Awkward throw, but cleaned up. BC back on the front foot, but Prairie Pack defense well lined up. Oof.
Rock! Rock, no hands. Play.
Finally a break midfield for BC, but they've spilled it again.
Varnish black.
Panga. Look at that immediate support. 4 black jerseys. That's been the story of the day. The Wolfpack have been able to play their rugby because they have bodies in place. Now they'll just relieve the
Carried
pressure.
back. Advantage
with a kick.
over.
Great kick by Povey.
Yep. But it has given Kulkin his first chance of the day, some space. A bullocking run. They need quick ball here.
BC playing with a lot
No
more pep
hands.
right now. Let's see.
They are. Leisk with a good run. Dutoit looking inside to Big Chisholm.
Who?
Unfortunate
Ball lost
knockover.
forward. Referee's going to stop. I think he's got the touch judge on the far side. Has his flag out.
Time
There's
off.
some foul
There's a
play,
knock on here.
perhaps.
Got a foul play report. Hold on, just put the ball down.
Oh, you heard it. So the knock on is where the ball is, and then he will have a chat with the referee, Chris Asmus. A big congratulations to Chris, the far touch judge there, who will be
What do you have for me?
on the
I'm going
HSBC Sevens World Series next year.
1, clear neck roll against number 8.
One
Yeah,
white.
Yeah, number 1's taking the player by the neck to the ground.
One white. Okay.
Yeah.
Just recommendation.
Penalty only.
And you heard
The
it.
captain and
The
yeah.
neck roll is something they're very careful of now.
Yeah, a neck.
And it's
A neck roll. I was gonna play
Luca
it off
just
one, but it's a
being
neck
deemed
roll.
to have gone high on him.
Just a penalty, no more. Clean it up, please.
Yeah.
You're the captain. Lead by
sir.
example.
Just a penalty,
Okay,
no
so
more. So no
just say
card,
this.
but it will reverse the flow of
Back
play.
Oh, just here. Okay, yeah.
So because
time
that's
back
foul
on.
play, the
Neck
touch judge
roll.
can contribute there.
Penalty.
BC back under pressure. Rain's coming down pretty hard right now, so I'll be interested to see if the Wolfpack can adjust to the wet conditions. Not a very nice looking line out.
Oh. Line out of scrum. 50.
Well, if the
nothing to
Edmonton
touch,
Rugby
scrum.
Fest was anything to go by, the Prairie Wolf Pack probably would have had a game under these kind of conditions. It's absolutely coming down cats and dogs, which is usually a really great rugby tournament
Laces.
for Edmonton.
Yeah.
Time.
Comes off. Just one of the tight 5 players getting their boot sorted out. Safety first.
All right. Okay, time back on. Ear to ear, boys. Just close up, close up. Crouch!
Jovanovic in at the number 8 holder. You see him.
Sit!
You know how dangerous it can be in open
Okay,
field.
let's get it in.
We've seen it on the 7 circuit all year. Can he get any space? Can he get any options? That ball sits in the middle, and finally BC drives over it, and it's released. Late drop. To Fraser. He couldn't get his hands free. That's what you're looking for there to keep that play alive. Another good late drop to Leisk. He's done well in the last 10 minutes. He's looking for the ball. A little bit slow in delivery.
Check it
Away
with him.
5!
A few more offloads coming. The captain, Luca, carrying in. Again, the support's a little bit
Music,
more
balls available.
sparse for BC, and that's why this ball isn't coming as quickly. And you can see the Wolfpack players on the front foot. Again, Crosby Stewart given very few options. One-on-one, couldn't stay in field.
Yeah, that's good.
So BC not out of it, but not able to string many phases together here.
Now, the rain's definitely having a factor on the flow of the game. BC did well for that last passage,
Set, please.
but not a lot of options for Crosby by the time it got to the
Yeah.
line.
I wonder if they may want to use a kicking game in the last 20 minutes here. Try and get the ball deep into Wolfpack territory. Well, Samson doing what he does best, keeping his feet. And look at those black jerseys thrown over him like a blanket, securing possession. Immediately on the ball. Again, Panga. One pot off to the left. Quick offload to Turner. BC driving them back, but the Wolfpack not bothered at all. They've got such good support. Their recycling is clean and quick.
Opportunities out wide here.
That one needed to go. Just tied
Release,
up to
Seven!
Turner.
Good defense by Crosby to come in and shut that down.
Yeah,
Still
there were
had
three
two guys
players.
outside.
Yeah, good recognition from him.
Wolfpack on
Away
the front
12.
foot here.
They look very composed on the ball, even in this slick conditions. And they're not forcing passes. There's a big tackle
20 release.
from Jovanovic.
Balls available.
That was Albanese.
Tackle.
Again, under these conditions, the Wolfpack not risking their hand, but they don't need to. Oh, that's about the only way BC's going to get the ball back with this kind of clinical recycling. I think Povey just had a little look up there, looking to see what his options were, and that's when he spilled it.
For those of you who aren't regular rugby watchers, but I'm not sure if there's that many of you on the feed today, but if you are, momentum's such a huge thing in rugby, very different from other sports as a possession game. You can really see when a team has that sort of upper hand, and Prairie Wolf Pack right there had that in spades for the last 20 minutes, and BC's pretty much living off the scraps of their defense or the weather conditions.
Yeah, it's a fair shout. There's a real confidence in the Wolfpack side. And
Crouch. Set.
A couple more
Steady.
big hits from
Steady.
Admir like that. That's something that can reverse that.
yeah. But this is what you want, Nick, as a back. You want space. So midfield scrum provides opportunities both sides.
Yeah.
There's one criticism of the BC attack. It's been very deep today.
Time off. As a sub.
Detroit perhaps not
9
putting
off.
pressure
9 white off.
on the Wolfpack defenders.
Yeah, but I need it steady. We spoke out before the game. I need it steady. No crabbing. Okay. That's
Good
all.
refereeing here. Just
Probably
keep
the second
communicating
row.
with the front row players. Don't want any
I need it
slip-ups.
steady. That's what I'm looking for. I can't tell.
And on the field for BC, Cody Roxon, another Burnaby product.
Time's on. Okay, time on.
A big unit for a scrum half. Let's see if he can change the fortunes as
Gentlemen,
Jordan
stability,
Sandover
please.
best has a breather.
Gentlemen, Jay, you on the bind. Come on now. Okay, let's have that gap.
Here we go.
Yeah, both sides, but
Referee laying down the rules of the law in the front row. As a back, I can't speak to 100% of what he's talking about, but I understand they need a stable and strong scrum. Let's see.
steady.
Oh. Bit of a wheel going on.
Let's reset. Reset. Yeah, new laws. Got 90s reset. Yeah, it's got 90 reset. No, it went 90 and then it stood up. Oh, yeah.
I always think we're right.
UBC under pressure there, but as the referee mentioned, there's new laws for those who are watching the game. If it's gone 90, it actually resets.
Yeah, good law, I think. So discourages teams messing around in the front row and gets the game going. So BC not out of this, but they need to find something. Just
Set.
over 15
Steady.
minutes to play. Stoller showing on the left. And they go against the wheel.
Good width here.
Roxon does very well to find the space.
Poor placement on the ground. Boy, that's a little bit frustrating.
Brock Stoller just spilling it in the tackle. He took a heavy knock there. Again, inexperienced Jovanovic not going with the wheel when he picked up. He tried to go against where all the Wolfpack players were. But didn't young Cody Roxon do well to find the space?
Let's go, bind up.
The BC team
Stay
needs
positive,
emergency.
please, both sides, okay?
Good to see nobody running for the exits with the rain coming down. It's not like
Crouch.
baseball or basketball
Fine.
last few minutes of the quarter. Everybody's still here with
Steady.
umbrellas supporting BC Rugby. That's great to see.
And good to bring the game to the island.
Special thanks to Tom Woods, who's an absolute expert at putting on events like this.
Use it.
But he gets the community involved, and they're all still
Stand
here.
up. Thanks.
Again, Povey, the long kick, saying, okay, BC, if you want to come 80 meters, go for it. And Brock Stoller's got that in mind. A little bit hesitant, but he wins the collision, is able to roll once.
Lesage with the looking for the poach there against his teammate.
Right. Hands away.
Luca gets a yard on the right. Roxon goes back the other way. They're trying their hand now. Fraser turning his back and trying to get that one off.
Cheers, Chris.
A few bodies down. That looks like Lucas Albarnez is taking a shot behind the play, number 6, Black. He doesn't look the best. And all precautions will be taken here. Not sure if he's got an injury or maybe even a headshot.
Okay, time. Time.
And pretty strong protocols now in play in Canadian rugby. Play safe, especially for young kids that are playing the game, or young people. Any kind of hint of a headshot, when in doubt, sit them out. That's the policy now. Take a rest. Rowan's Law in Ontario, the tragic case,
Wait, hold on.
is now in law, and that's great to see, and great to see the rugby community
Not looking good. You have to go on.
leading the way in any kind of concussion
I have to take
testing.
authority.
Absolutely. I
It's
just took the-
fantastic here. Sorry, Nick, but Harry Mason doing exactly
yeah,
what's required of him. The referee is saying, no, I'd like to see him off the field.
Number 6.
This isn't about
Needs to
winning a
go
match
off.
at this point. This is
Concussed.
about best care, duty of care for the athlete.
No, there's a great site on the
15 minutes.
World Rugby Concussion Management. I just took
15
mine
minutes.
last month. You can probably run through that in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, 6 is
Really
going off
walks
the-
through what you should and shouldn't do. And the game's changed a lot. So if anybody's watching and they want to coach or be involved in rugby, I'd
Hold up.
really encourage them to look at
Hold on,
that up.
time is off. Wait.
And to say Canada leading the way, play safe, important
John, is there someone
campaign that
6?
everyone signs up to. And I'm sure there's a few of the old classic guys in there. As much as they love their days
Okay,
with the
time on.
Canadian team and their commitment to putting their body on the line, I'm sure there were a few times when they played on, which was done in the day, which probably wasn't best practice. So that's not the case here. Substitutes on the field for the Wolfpack. They're back at it. They're leading by 8 points. This Canadian Rugby Championship game, a rematch of last week, where the Wolfpack held on 27 points to 21. They found a hole. Povey, who's been sharp today,
Little show and go.
Tackle!
Great break.
he gets through the middle. Again, fantastic
Away,
support from the black jerseys. They're blanketing the ball carrier. Substitute on the field, John Braddock from the Calgary Rams. Fresh legs to help the cause. Casey Reed, strong running. Liam Bolio. Big hit there. And that was Cody McClary, the man from the Port Alberni Black Sheep. Excellent work from him. Again, Povey deciding nothing's on, sticks it deep, deep, deep into BC territory. And the educated boot of Robert Povey pinning the BC team right back.
Great little nudge. End over end, rolled out 4 meters from the line. So BC, again, unfortunately, under pressure.
And it's not free-flowing rugby, but under these conditions and with the lead, I suppose you have to credit them for turning the screw, making life difficult for BC here. They're going to have to go the full length of the field. Chisholm up again with the new jersey on. Detroit under pressure. That kick comes infield. Opportunity for Bontas midfield.
Good rugby from Wolfpack, even the wet conditions, not afraid to move it wide, fair to the options, attack close, suck defenders in, and then attack wide when it's on.
Yeah, very workmanlike, very clinical at the moment. There's Kotluski.
Tackle now!
Ball pops out. Robinson and Povey working well as they've done all day. Just to correct options. Nothing really risky. Again, immediate support
John.
on the ball carrier. Sampson first receiver
Away,
there.
White!
Had a look through the middle. That was Desmond, but he spilled it. So BC have a bit of life here. Roxon at the base. It's going straight back to Detroit. Gets this one blocked. I think Detroit probably trying to go along with that with a little bit of wind at his back in these conditions, see if he could pull off a miracle kick. But by going long, it lowered the trajectory, and that's when it was blocked.
Another tough throw here.
Ooh, you jinxed him, but it was gathered by Josh Clark. The Mariloma at the back.
Apologies to the hooker, but that's always a dangerous throw, right on your goal line. Options to go deep. If they do go deep and it doesn't go to hand, you're really putting yourself under a ton of pressure, and I've seen a lot of those go badly.
And it speaks to probably just the experience levels of the two teams. When the Wolfpack needed their line out close to the line, it was clinical. They knew their options. They executed. BC have looked a little less sure of their options. A lot of new bodies in.
And
Penalty against the Wolfpack off their feet.
gate, please. No. Leave it. Walk away.
A little pushing and
Walk
shoving.
away.
8
Casey
points
Reed
to
was
go.
told to walk away. Yeah, 8 points is still in it. That's any bright spot for BC at the moment. It's not the weather, but it is the score line.
10 minutes left.
Yeah. So finally, just up to halfway, just short of
Can you just
halfway.
get him off? He's just on the touch line. Just get him on.
More subs coming on. So off the field for the Wolfpack is Adam Bontas, St. Albert man. Finally some space. Rockstaller going wide.
Fantastic cover tackle by Mozak. Absolutely showing what he needs to do at the 13 position. Track your man, tackle him low, and get him out of bounds.
And Mozak Sampson gave him a bit of a look after it was done.
I think it was
Those two fighting for a Canadian national team spot.
Black ball. No. 15 took it out.
That's the intensity we need to see here. Players competing for spots, having to perform. The national coaches here watching. The national forwards coaches here watching. They have to perform in these conditions. It's not about reputations, it's about performance. Povey in the pocket wisely because there's heaps of space. Stoller gathers. He goes long.
Stop, White. Okay, thank you.
Beautiful kick, forcing Crosby in all sorts of trouble. Kulkin across field. He's held up. He's trying to get to the ground, and he does. The man from Coquitlam United RFC works well. And Dutoit in the pocket. He just clears. He's had enough.
Good choice. Settle it down. Crosby again looking for enterprise and trying interesting things, but probably a little tough there, keeping it bounced that far.
Yeah, he actually did well to even stay on the park, but what a beautifully weighted kick by Povey. It was going to bounce in. Crosby had to deal with it. And several of the Wolfpack players now cramping up. Robinson behind the play. Clark to Strathcona Druid.
The battle of the kickers, if you had to say. Advantage Povey. He's kicked it well. He's kicked it a little bit deeper and probably a little bit smarter.
Yeah, I think so, out of his hand. And there's some cramping just to the left out of shot there. But he's managed the game well as well. He's taken good options.
His pack's provided him some good go-forward ball. He's had good options. Scrum half's played well. So, Gareth, from your experience, obviously you remember, if you're going forward, you've got that time, that extra step, you can make a lot better decisions than a team that's constantly under pressure.
Yeah, he's definitely, and he's done that. So he's got options. Detroit, on the other hand, hasn't had the space. But sometimes you have to demand that from your pack, from your pods.
Is there a sub, John? No.
And that is what Graham Moffat's men have done better so far. This game isn't over, but it's looking hard if you're a BC fan. How are they going to find that 8 points to make it up? They've barely been out of their half in the last 15 minutes.
Yep.
And haven't really been playing the attacking rugby. They need to put one past them.
Where's number 2? Yeah, 2 black. Oh, number 3. Okay, 3's off. 3's coming off now.
So you hear it there. Ryan Katluski's getting a rest.
Okay. Come on.
On the field. Well, John Braddock's already on the field.
Lipinski, another great take.
He's been solid, hasn't he?
Yeah, he used to be currently now West Shore club, but Velox Valhalion moved to Alberta and he just loves it out there. And he's been a great addition to that team for a long period of time.
Well, Anthony Luca coming right through the middle there. Great work from him, no quit. He's the captain. And a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. And you can't fault Anthony Luca there. Not much is going right for his team. He's trying. He's gone straight to the middle as the boys are just sorting it out.
Walk away.
Jovanovic and Reed. Bit of a mismatch. And Luca's that type of player, but he did well. Came right through the gate, as the referee said. Then he stole the ball. He looks like he's got a turnover for BC.
No, walk away.
Well, the touch judge at the right of your screen there does have his flag out, so he's seen something untoward. Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, what I've got is I think it was 16. And this guy here, I think it's number 2. They were the guys who just continued going. And number 8, black, came in as well.
It was 18.
Okay, oh, 18.
was
okay.
the late.
Okay. It was 18 and number 2.
After you blew the whistle, 18 came in late.
Okay.
With the shoulder to number 2.
Okay, just
penalty only against black, 18 for going late.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
There you go. Good insight to
Captain,
the referees communicating.
Black, both captains, 18.
Gone are the days where you can slip up the side and get a cheap
18.
one in. And they seem to have picked out
So
Liam Bolio.
You're coming in.
He's coming in late and a bit of a shot.
Penalty only.
Always my favorite when someone grabs you right by the jersey in the throat, sort of rustled you up a little bit, and you're sort of defenseless, so you got to grab him back, and nothing comes of it.
Penalty back here. No. No, thank you.
There's a bunch of guys in that tent, in the Classics tent down there, that would have had no careers if touch judges had microphones and there were as many cameras as there are in the game. Some of the skullduggery is out of it.
Dangerous play.
So good work from our refereeing crew. Harry Mason, who's done a good job here today. Kept the communication up in difficult circumstances.
Good distance on that kick by Dutoit.
So time is winding down. Last week, they came right at it in the dying seconds within a yard of getting a game-winning conversion, but BC were denied. Can they change the storyline here in Bullen Park here in Esquimalt? Canadian Rugby Championship. The BC Bears in white, trying to beat the national champions, the Prairie Wolf Pack. Buck Stoller cleaning up the poor service, making something happen. Ollie Knott, an under 20 player on the field. Again, the ball not going to hand for BC, a little bit disorganized. Lucas wrapped up. That ball could have been released. Roxon doing all he can.
Not court advantage.
Casey Reed down. Doesn't look very good.
Rock.
In the pocket again.
Advantage over.
Well, finally an opportunity for Stewart.
There you go.
Gun in field, he's broken the tackle, he's offloaded. Stoller's on hand. Doesn't force the pass. BC now on the move. Choosing the short side. Jovanovic. Roxon. Dutoit hesitating, it goes wide. Chisholm offloads. Dutoit comes around on the loop. Finally some space. Another offload. Kulkin dragged down, and is he in touch? Yes, he is. But a great response and some positive moves from BC with only a couple of minutes left.
BC great offloading in the wet weather there. Kept the ball when they needed to. There, that Brock on that one opportunity kept it well, and a couple of great outloads of poor passes. Turn around, kept the ball alive. I don't know. Classic French rugby.
Yeah. Well, that's been the battle of styles today. That's been BC's best opportunity when they've got the ball out into broken play. They've got dangerous runners. They just haven't been able to construct their attack as well. We're waiting here for Casey Reed, the Wolfpack hooker, who's injured behind the play. Integral part of the line out.
In the background already, the well-drilled James Bay crew.
John, this is a sub for
The old guys cleaning up the field, getting ready.
And of course, this tournament wouldn't be coming to us without the support of all our sponsors. We mentioned Johnsonville, great people who have come on board to sponsor the whole tournament, make possible this level of competition and this travel. Canadian Direct Insurance, the title sponsor of the BC Bears, and we'd be remiss not mentioning Colin Brown, who's just retired, a huge supporter, a former president of BC Rugby, and he's leaving Canadian Direct Insurance, but please support them in his honor. That's intact.
Take a step, please.
Canadian Direct have done well. This is the Canadian Rugby Championship. Line out to the Prairie Wolf Pack. Again, solid line-out ball, complete with a drive. The troops arrive. They're storming in. They can see the advantage. And then the box kick. Again, asking the question, BC, you can come, but you have to come 90 meters if you want to make this happen and steal this game from us. Manar Kulkin hits up. Dutoit is going wide. Well dealt with by Stewart. It's been tireless today.
Release!
Anthony Luca hasn't gone their way, but he hasn't quit. The ball spilled by Kulkin. CBC hurrying to try and set
Time
up.
off. 9 and 15, black off. 9
Well,
and
there are the
15.
two substitutions. Jake Robinson from St. Albert off with Graham Turner, Calgary Hornet.
Okay, time back on. Mark's here.
It will be interesting to see Anscombe's notes on young Jake Robinson.
Guys, new players coming on. I need stability.
Scrum
I need to
half.
stay square.
Did some good things. Pass probably needs some work, but good opportunity for Mark Anscombe to have a look at all these players.
Well, if you want to talk about the
Crouch!
pass off the base, I think
Yeah.
across Canada, if there's one
Five!
skill we can improve,
Set!
let's get that pass.
That one's gone down. It'll be reset.
Let's reset. Hit, hold. Hidden hold, please.
Just as we come wide here, right at the bottom of your shot, Desmond is lurking, and he has not been attended to by the BC backs. So a cross kick may be on here for Desmond.
Bind!
He's hiding over
Set! Steady!
Witkowski like. Free kick.
Off the mark, White.
Manga taps. Lesage.
I think we'll
There's gaps.
Good communication from the forwards. That's Jake Bentley from Calgary Canuck.
Yep, cheers.
Oh, the big spin from the Calgary Saint. Nick McCauley.
Use it! Use it! Okay, number 16.
Connor Turner cleaning it up there. Finally, it goes wide. Oh, poor service again from Desmond.
Tackle! Please! What?
Imbolio. It's a bit scrappy right now, but this suits the Wolfpack fine. The 8-point advantage at the moment. That one's gone forward.
Forward.
So Harry Mason has a quick look at his watch. BC will have the opportunity.
One last attack.
Scrum down, BC ball. As they have been most of this half, they're deep in their own end. Roxon trying to get around the corner.
Ball is black!
Again, ball
Knock
spilled
on.
by BC. Just not able to sustain the
whistle's
pressure.
gone. 2 knock-ons, first White, and then black.
Freemason playing on.
Cheers, guys.
We've got it pretty close in terms of time here, but Wolfpack will be given one last opportunity.
2 minutes left.
Oh, there we go. Maybe more than one. 3 minutes left. You heard it from the ref.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Steady!
That one's a mess. Got to be encouraging for the Wolfpack.
Gentlemen,
Gordon
the mark's
McCrory
back
not
here.
here. For BC, some things to address. They showed a couple of bright spots, a couple of individual runs,
Just keep it stable, please.
but not able to come together probably as a team. Both these teams will be heading out east. I know the Ontario Blues will be playing BC. That game is on Rogers.com if you want to follow that. Get out there and support the Canadian Direct BC Bears.
Set! Steady!
But more rugby to play for these teams, and of course, spots up for grab. August tour, October tour for Canada. And as of August 1st, a group of 2015's players will be centralized out here on the West Coast. So
Reset, scrum.
some players in this game have been identified, and there's a few more spots open depending on performance of the CRC. And as part of that program, there's a tour in August to go play Ulster, Glasgow, and Doncaster. So the players are getting high-level competition, and they're in the shop window there. And then October, it's just details being confirmed, but the team will be down in Uruguay for competition down there, international competition. And then, of course, the big November tour where Canada has Ireland at Aviva Stadium. So a great opportunity for all these players to put the work in and get the reward.
Set! Steady!
Nice to see Rugby Canada working hard behind the scenes to get those quality competition for our players, not just for the top 15.
Yeah, big learning from the World Cup. There wasn't enough rugby around. They weren't playing enough matches. So it's very clear that players have to play CRC at this level. Oh, good cover tackle from the substitute, and that shows a great team commitment. Jake Bentley working right across the field. And that will do it here. 25 points for the Prairie Wolf Pack, 17 for the BC Bears. Spirited play from both sides, and you can see the fatigue, but it wasn't to be the national champion, the Prairie Wolf Pack.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks.
And final comments, Nick, on the match today?
Yeah, I think Wolfpack looked like a very strong, well-drilled team.
Oh.
Graham Moffat obviously been doing some great work there for years, so kudos to that team. BC again, you know, don't want to harp on the fact that we're playing out of season, but boys just lost a couple of close games, so hopefully they can turn that around when they travel out east.
Yeah, far more competitive.
Let's shake hands with these
Those
boys.
BC boys need to stay together, need to keep working.
Cheers, man, we'll play.
Give it a good go here today. It wasn't to be. Congratulations, Harry Mason. A big game for him. He did well. And for man of the match,
We'll play, man.
Yeah, I think
For
maybe
BC.
Povey. He controlled the game really well, distributed the ball well, had a couple mini breaks, but what was probably the deciding factor in a well-oiled team.
Cheers. Okay, we'll play. Cheers, man.
so there it is. Robert Povey, the Calgary Canadian, the under-20 Canada national team player, with his boot and with his brain, controlled this one, and he gets the man of the match.
Cheers, we'll play, man. We'll play.
Well done, both teams. Well done, everyone here in Esquimalt. Tom Woods and his team for putting on this match. The Canadian Direct BC Bears.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. On behalf of Nick Witkowski, I'm Gareth Reese.
Okay.
Good to be in sharing this match with you.
Which
All the best.
I need all of them.
Oh, okay.
Give me all of them.
All right, here we go.
Sorry, because Kenny's running Toronto right now.
Does it really matter that the town of Johnsonville, Wisconsin has a population of just 60 people? Does it really matter that we started making great sausage right here in a small butcher shop? That we've been insisting on the best ingredients since 1945? Yeah, it matters a whole heck of a lot, actually. Because when it comes to Johnsonville, there's no place and no sausage quite like it.
BC Rugby has a 125-year history.